Hey, hello everyone. Frank Sanya here again. Um, the topic for today is uh, from 50,000 to 347,000. What do I mean by that? From $50,000 to $347,000. I decided to shoot this video to really, truly, indeed illustrate something to you because I think that it's really, truly important. Now, I'm going to tell a little story here, and this story is truth, and really, this story is about me. And this really happened to me, okay, in the 1980s. Now, okay, 50,000 today may not be a lot of money to some people. 347,000 today may be a lot of money or may not be a lot of money to some people. I do not know. Okay? All right. Okay. What I want to illustrate to you here is a little bit advanced. Okay? All right. And what I mean by that is this. I remember when I started listening to Eero Nightingale. Eero Nightingale used to make this statement. And Eero Nightingale would say, you know what? Look at what everyone else in your industry is doing. Okay? Do not do it. Or just go ahead and do the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing, and you would succeed. And I didn't understand it. And let me tell you something. It is absolutely true. Okay? All right? Okay? Now, some of you are watching this right now. Okay? And you may not know where to go next. And what I mean by that is you could be struggling right now. Okay? All right? Because we're in a different market. Or you could be doing well. I don't know. Okay? Because I really don't know who's watching this video, but I want to illustrate something to you, and I think it's critical. You know, I remembered when I got my license in 1985. Okay? All right? Shows you that I've been doing this a long time. And in my first year, believe me sincerely when I tell you, I barely made $20,000. I think I got in the business, I would probably say, I got my license around May of 1985. Okay? And the company that I work for, I'm not sure if you remember them, if you are in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. There was a company called Mount Vernon Realty. Okay? That was where I was. Okay? All right? Within 6 months, the owner of that brokerage company decided that he didn't want to be in real estate anymore. Okay? He wanted to be a builder. And so he sold the company and we were taking over. Mind you, at that time, I didn't have that much experience. I didn't have that much training at all. Okay? All right? The new manager came in and took over our office. And the first thing he did, he gave me a tape by the name from a trainer by the name of Ton Hopkins. Okay? All right? And I listened to that series of cassette. Okay? All right? And in the second year, I think I made something like about 55,000. I continue to listen to the tape, and I continue to do what is being said in the tape. Mind you, I didn't have that much training. Okay? Right? In my third or fourth year, I think I made the most I ever made was like 50,000. Okay? All right? I went from there in my fourth or fifth year, I think about that time. And I went from 50,000 to $347,000 in 1 year. I want to show you something because there are times you tend to see things that happened not once or twice. Sometimes you say it 3 times. Okay? All right? Okay. So, that same year, okay, that year, I became the number one agent in that office. While I was doing what I was doing, there was another gentleman in my office by the name of Stephen Grew. Okay? All right. Stephen now has his own brokerage company. Okay. And watch this. Stephen also never sold a commercial property. Stephen went to the Cayman Island with his girlfriend on a vacation. And Stephen met this multi-millionaire on the beach. It's astonishing. And the guy told him, listen, what I invest in is shopping centers. Okay, that's what he does. Okay, and he was always looking for 10 to 12% return on his money. Okay, and he told Stephen, he said, Stephen, if you find something in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area where you live, let me know. And if it's a good deal, I'll buy it. You know, Stephen came back from that vacation. That same year, I made $347,000. Stephen came back. He wasn't talking to commercial real estate companies. You know what Stephen was going? Stephen was going to various shopping centers in our area. Now, when you have a shopping center in your area, 9 times out of 10, they usually have the management company, sometimes there within the shopping center. So Stephen approached this particular shopping center, and they said, he asked them if they were really, truly interested in selling the shopping center. Somebody took his name and his number. The next day he got a call and said, yes, they are interested in selling it. Okay? And he wanted to know how much. Okay? They said something like 18 million. Okay? Stephen picked up the phone, called this investor in the Cayman Island. And guess what? 3 months later, Stephen sold that shopping center for $16 million. I'm not kidding you. And Stephen became the number 2 agent in the office behind me. Watch this. We didn't do what everyone else was doing. We did something completely different. Okay? And if you look back right now, when I look back right now, again, as I said to you, it wasn't my doing. It was God's doing. Now, if you've been in this business for a period of time, there are years where you just seem to make a lot of money. And there are years you may struggle. Okay? All right? So I want to illustrate this statement of Erin Nightingale for you. Okay? All right? Let me say this to you. I tell people, God is the one that makes us prosperous. God is the one that makes us successful. And you are either going to believe it or you are not going to believe it. Okay? But first and foremost, let me show it to you without a doubt. Okay? All right? Okay? This is Isaiah 45. Okay? All right? Okay? All right? You see it, Isaiah 45, the New International Version. Okay? And I want to begin. Actually, I want to read I want to read verse 7 to you. Okay? Watch this one. Watch this one very carefully. I form the light and create darkness. I bring prosperity and I create disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things. Let me say this to you. You're either going to believe what I just read to you or you are not going to believe it. Okay? I'll say this to you. At that time, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about God. Okay? All right? And so, how did I go from $50,000 to $347,000 in my 4th or 5th year? In 1 year. I'm going to tell you. Watch. There are times you will meet someone, okay, in this business that will literally change your career. Okay? I'm not kidding you. What Tom Hopkins taught me predominantly was how to list property. And it was about door knocking and cold calling. Okay? And it was pretty much how to get business quickly. It was by expired listing or by for sale by owner. And so, watch this. I went after this for sale by owner, and I found this person. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this. This was around 1987, 1989, somewhere around there. Okay, I took this picture. This is me here. This is this doctor, and these are his two children. Okay, all right, okay. I met this gentleman. Okay, and I'm going to tell you this. This gentleman, I took his listing, I sold that property, and from there he referred me, okay, to other doctors, which I was able to help them buy and sell their homes. Okay? All right? Okay. But something happened that year that I made $347,000. Okay? One day, he came up to me, he said, Frank, I want to invest in real estate. But what I'm looking for either land, okay, development, or industrial, commercial. Mind you, I have no clue, okay, about land development or commercial real estate. Okay? All right? I went to my manager, and my manager told me, he said, Frank, go give it to the people in the commercial division of the company that I was working for at that time. Okay? Right? And I said to myself, I said, okay, fine. I went back to my desk. Okay? And there was an older gentleman there by the name of Mr. Buckley. Mr. Buckley is no longer around with us. And Mr. Buckley, when I told Mr. Buckley what my manager has said, Mr. Buckley looked at me and said, Frank, you don't have to refer it. You can do it. And I told him, I said, I don't know anything about land development, and I don't know anything about commercial property. He said, you can learn it. I said, how do I go by doing it? He said, call the National Association of Realtors and see where you can get some training as to relate to land development or commercial property. And so I picked up the phone and I called the National Association of Realtors. You know what the National Association of Realtors told me? National Association of Realtors told me, go take your CCIM designation. Okay? All right? This is what you should go do. Okay? And you will learn about commercial properties. I said, okay, fine. Okay. I kept looking, I kept asking questions. One day, out of a bloom, I wasn't sure what I was reading. I saw something that the University of Maryland, where I live right here around the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, they have an executive development class, a 5-day class in land acquisition development. It was a 5-day course, okay? And I took that course, okay? All right? In 5 days, I learned where to find land, how to acquire it, how to get it subdivided, where to get the engineers. They just gave us a lot of resources. And it was all in the doing of the thing, okay? It was never the who, okay? All right? And from there, okay, I sold this gentleman that you're looking at here a big parcel of land, okay, with 2-3 different partners. And we took that land, we subdivided it, okay? And I sold all those property, okay? All right? And that's how I went from 50,000 to 347,000 in 1 year. So, watch this. What's the moral lesson in what I'm showing you? God can take you from nowhere in 1 year and make you an incredible amount of money. I didn't know it back then that this was God's doing. I thought it was me. Okay? All right? So, what do I want to suggest to you? I do this in an advanced class. Okay? All right? Okay? Trust me when I tell you, even in a time like this right now, look at what everyone else in your office is doing, and you just go do the opposite of it. This stuff I teach in my advanced class. Okay? Where do you find these people? You see, there's always been, all throughout my life, something I observe. There are people that knows stuff, but no money. Okay? And there are people that has money that don't know stuff. Okay? All right? If you are lucky, if God brings you together, they can change your life. I am not kidding you. Now, what I now do is that I have put this in our advanced class. We package it. I'll show you exactly where to find these people, this type of people. I am not kidding you. Okay? All right? Okay? And you can go, believe me when I tell you, from 50,000 to 347,000 and even beyond that. Okay? I show you how to do it. I package it. I give you the templates. Okay? All right? Okay? All right? And trust me when I tell you, you can succeed. God wants to prosper you. Click the link. Okay? All right? And I'll see you on the other side. Watch this, please. If you like this video, all right, you're watching this video and you like something like that, please subscribe, make comments, okay? Let me know, and I will shoot more of videos like this for you, okay? I thank you so much. God bless you. Click the link, schedule your appointment, go watch my master class. Just pick up the phone and call, okay? That's it, okay? Understand this in life. There never was a winner in life who wasn't a beginner. Thank you so much. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care now.